Many of these students, never leave their neighborhoods. The bus ride from their house to school is really the parameter of their kind of travel. That have a lot of struggles that other students might not have in the areas that they're growing up in.
Growing up where I grew up, you gotta learn fast. You gotta become a man or a woman faster than you may think.
My mentor that I had in second grade, she told me that sometimes I could feel sad, but she said that don't give up, try your best.
Being that I know like where these kids came from, like what they go through and everything, it's just nice to be that person that they can just look up to.
There's no such thing as a throwaway kid. You may come from the roughest neighborhood in the world, but there is the rose in concrete, as so they say. I think the promise is just basically showing them that there is somebody that cares about you, that if you do what you're supposed to do, we're going to have your back.
I think the promise is everybody should have a mentor, so we all feel what we always need, love and happiness.
I think the misconception is a lot of people think people in public housing don't care about their children, and that is far from the case. So we like to say that we're just the addition. We may be the only person that they feel that way about, but usually we're just an addition because, mom and dad or grandma or whoever's doing a fabulous job, they're just hitting a rough patch. So we want to make sure that we're not saying that they don't do it, but we're going to help them be their cheerleaders. So.
Research has shown when students read on their independent level to someone one-on-one, their fluency increases more rapidly versus like reading a small group and reading books that may not be on their instructional level or independent level.
When I first met her, we were struggling with little things such as being able to get through a book without stopping. But now she actually reads to me, and I appreciate that. I've seen her come a long way.
She helped me with some of the words that I don't know.
At the beginning, in the fall, only 5 students were reading on the first grade reading level or above. At mid-year, when we assessed, 19 students were reading on first grade level or above. And for second grade, there were 26 students reading on a second grade level or above. And by mid-year, there were 54 students reading on second grade reading level or above.
That's fantastic. And you credit in part Carver
totally.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Good.
And we use college mentors because we want to make sure that the kids are exposed as much as possible to college and people that have gone to college. So that doesn't mean that their families have not gone to college, but we do have a high dropout rate with our students. So we want to make sure that they're getting graduated and moving on. And that's the main goal of communities and schools is it's a dropout prevention program.
Most of the students who have a mentor are very positive people and motivated to do their work. They stay focused more in class.
I learned how to do math. She told me how to make a painting.
The ones who have mentors, they are willing to open up and share more with their mentors than those who don't have mentors.
We talk about what we want to be when we grow up. I taught her how to make blades, and I taught her how to make a picture of an elephant.
I think that the kids really gain a lot of self-confidence. They're talking to people that don't necessarily come from the same background they come from. They're gaining confidence in having somebody come each week that is outside of their family.
They really didn't know me, and they already wanted to be a part of my life. They just saw it. I don't know what it was, but I guess they just wanted to help their community or wherever they was, and they decided to help me.
We talk about our same interests we want to be and our differences.
He is very active. He is alert, very intelligent, but I like the fact that I get to pull things out of him that he doesn't know that he has inside of him. So that I like very much about her.
My mentor is like kind of my friend.
We want to do some educational, but we also want to make sure that they're socially getting what they need. I don't want it to be a tutoring program, but obviously if a child needs help in a subject, I want them to get that help from their mentor. But I don't want it to feel like it's just academics.
We play cards. This is a game called Speed. You basically have to like put the cards in order fastest. And at first I taught her, but now she's better than me at the game pretty much, so I think that's funny.
Trayshawn eating. He loves to eat, and the way he dives into his food is like the most amazing thing. Anything he eats is like the best thing in the world.
I love her little sassiness. She's always, every time I see her, she just walks in class like, I don't have time for this. She always has that face. I'm like, you okay? She's just like, I don't have time for this.
If she's late, what do you say?
Why are you coming late?
And I met a student just the other day at a conference who started out doing Carver Promise as part of a class, mandatory, 2 years ago. And now her student is in 4th grade. And she said, you know, I have 1 more year at VCU and I'm going to stick with this kid until they graduate from Carver Elementary School. And that's the hope, is that once you get in and you develop that relationship, it might start as a semester, but once you begin to love this child and you think about them and you're personally attached, we want you to stay with them until you graduate and they graduate. And that's how we can really, you know, move the needle on helping these children know that there are so many possibilities.
Just for me personally, this program has become my life. And so I think my favorite part about it is the kids that are grown up are family now. You know, it's not just, oh, that's Miss Casey. I have a kid that I called yesterday while he was standing in front of me and his phone rang and it said, Mom.
Somebody gonna be in my position doing this right now in a couple more years. So it's all about building the foundation. It's all about being important. And if you got education, you know, it's required to share that knowledge to the youth.
My dream would be to have it expand to other schools. You know, not just be the Carver Promise, but to see a lot of the at-risk schools have a program like this in it.
She's very flexible and she's always very accommodating and understands that the college student schedule can be up and down. She really is all about the children though, and she says, you know what, I'm gonna work around your schedule and the craziness of your life if you can just make sure that you're gonna be there and be consistent for the children who we're serving.
Don't underestimate where they come from. Just because they might come from a different background than yourself does not mean that they don't have the same smarts or gifts and talents that they have.
I think that people come in with rose-colored glasses and they may leave with, you know, still hopefully high hopes and things like that, but that there is an issue at hand that needs to be addressed.
It ain't about what's your background. It's about what you got in your heart, in your mind. That's all it's about.